So let's examine this reading titled, This Hater Took on a Job They Were Never Going to Complete and They're Under Investigation. Well, first, the use of the word hater immediately stands out because in discussions around group targeting dynamics, this label is often used as a projection tactic where the aggressor attributes their own motives to the person being targeted. And there is a recurring claim in such narratives that the targeted individual is framed as the hater. Second, the phrase under investigation is another red flag. In many targeting narratives, the claim that someone is being investigated is used to imply guilt without evidence. It's a form of false or implied investigation. Based on the title alone, well, skepticism is warranted because this is all known for gang stalking. Now, throughout the reading, the reader constructs a storyline involving a mother figure archetype portrayed as the Queen of Wands, the Black Widow, Jezebel, or the Tyrant. Someone allegedly seeking to apologize only after being exposed and is only to control before further information emerges. However, there's no genuine accountability or acknowledgement of wrongdoing from this person. So the narrative suggests that a communication occurred and then something abruptly ended, followed by the so-called villain receiving unfavorable news, who's been trying to destabilize someone else's life through chaos, emotional manipulation, and suffering. This figure is depicted as concealing deceit, overcompensating through masking. And the reading also references this villain having a collaboration with an older male practitioner and frames the character as someone who's willing to sacrifice someone else, including destroying a perceived rival's ambition and drive, alongside a performative call for a truth that this person is pretending that someone is being done to her, playing victim. Now later, the reading introduces a second storyline involving a water sign individual with addiction issues who is supposedly under investigation. Then she changed the narrative again that this water sign allegedly hired a private investigator to deflect scrutiny onto someone else. Mentions of rituals and sexual rituals further complicate the narrative. Now midway through, the reading shifts again to the idea of a false contract likened to an illegal or fraudulent marriage arrangement on paper for financial purposes. And in this scenario, one party claims an open relationship just to justify inconsistencies, while a third party exists and another person unknowingly involved in this bullshit. The constant introduction of new elements adds to the confusion. And overall, the reading is convoluted and internally inconsistent. Characters and roles shift repeatedly from drama queen to drama king, and from feminine to masculine energy, which appears to function less as clarity and more as confusion. And that is the point of it all. This blending of contradictory roles half-truths, and targeted messaging gives the impression of gaslighting rather than insight. Now connect this with prior observations. I have previously analyzed another reading by the same person involving a king of wands, characterized as a thief who traps someone in a false contract for financial gain while maintaining a separate partnership. Given the mention of a troubled water sign in the current reading, it is highly possible that this reflects a recurring archetype. The karmic pair, couple, such as the King of Wands and the Queen of Cups that we all know. Now, to be clear, if I am the Queen of Wands figure, being implied or scapegoated here, well, no. And perhaps when she was changing the drama queen to the drama king, a masculine or a feminine, perhaps it's not the Queen of Wands, but rather a King of Wands. I have no intention of apologizing to anyone, especially for things I did not do, nor am I being exposed. On the contrary, the exposure appears to be occurring elsewhere. Well, my life is stable and I'm grateful for positive developments worth celebrating, and I am grounded in facts rather than manipulation. I did not sell my soul, and I am not competing with anyone, and I am not attempting to destroy another person as well. Well, not intentionally. So, what has occurred based on documented behavior, direct experience, and objective observation is a pattern of actions taken against me with the apparent intent to undermine and harm me, not to someone else. So when the reading speaks of projected illusions, well, the irony is clear because that projection is not abstract. She actually demonstrated it. It's a whole projected illusion of what they are and what they did. So I have asked ChatGPT to elaborate and explain why would a gang stalker wear a shirt saying "Fear no evil." Then continues to talk about evil that she's trying to hide that she herself was involved in. When a person presents themselves with symbols like "Fear no evil," while simultaneously speaking obsessively about evil, especially in ways that deflect responsibility or obscure their own involvement, well, it creates a psychological and symbolic inconsistency. And the message on the shirt, such as moral clarity, protection, or righteousness, right? Yet, the ongoing fixation on evil signals unresolved guilt, fear, or internal conflict. So, from a psychological perspective, this often reflects projection. This is what projection is. Projection occurs when someone externalizes traits, actions, or intentions that they cannot consciously accept within themselves, and by repeatedly discussing evil as something outside of them, something they are supposedly warning against or exposing, they avoid confronting their own role in harmful behavior. I know someone who has a lot of dark secrets, personally. Dirty laundry and demons that they're dealing with. This person loves to smell good all the time, to the point of obsession, and wears a lot of perfume. You see, we all are not perfect and has our own darkness. But a person who hides it because they are like too coward to face that darkness, they tend to deceive and overcompensate and projects the opposite of what they are. These individuals know that they did wrong, so they feel an intense need to manage how they are perceived because they know it won't be accepted. Now, to have an excessive fixation on always smelling good can reflect an unconscious attempt to mask what they fear might be detected. So, the behavior you're noticing isn't about the perfume itself. It is about control, fear, and misalignment. That is why, in this sense, fear no evil because in truth, evil is full of fear. Let's go back to these fraudulent tarot readers. They're just flying monkeys who are serving their master and abusing someone by proxy by continuously antagonizing and scapegoating their target. Now let's go deeper beyond that fear no evil shirt. The narcissist has a bunch of flying monkeys working for him or her. The tarot readers were getting paid to fabricate narratives so that the narcissist will always stay afloat. Now, the narcissist needs to be validated because they live for applause and validation. Here comes the commenters, whose main mission is to validate their bullshit. So let's study the commenter in this particular reading. Saying, game change, rules don't. Let there be light. The only payment for evil is death. How you gonna cause division when you can even multiply, divide, or do addition? Well, to understand what we're dealing with, going back, narcopaths tends to demean your intelligence. They treat everything as a game. They want you dead. Then the flipping of the scripts, where they're the light and you're the evil. So with just her comments alone, it will give you an idea of what you're actually dealing with. Now going deeper, this commenter's channel is only a year old. All this person does was comment on people's channels. And coincidentally, these are channels that I have called out before for doing the same injustice, which is gang stalking. So if there is truly an investigation here, then here you go. With just one lead, you've gotten all the criminals. And what else? Further in the investigation, you'd see Joker. Those faceless AI videos. And those bullshit tarot readers. You see, I may not be great at math, but I can surely add up your lies, multiply the evidence against you, divide your credibility, and reduce your narrative to nothing.